Dragon, days after the record-breaking premiere of the game. Turning now to the new hit show House of the Dragon, days after the record-breaking premiere of the Game of Thrones prequel, one of the stars, Steve Toussaint, is addressing racist comments made by some viewers about his casting. Chris Connolly has more. Chris, good morning to you.
And good morning to you, Whit. You know, it's far from the first time this has happened, but it's still shocking to learn about racist comments aimed at a black performer. And he's speaking out about the abuse and its effects on him. All those fire-breathing, air-raising, dismemberable moments on HBO's Game of Thrones prequel, House of the Dragon, delighting millions of viewers. Its first episode, a mix of the old, the even older, and the new.
Those shipping lanes should fall. It will beggar our port.
New, like Corlys Valerian, a lead character played by Steve Toussaint, whose casting has put a micro-slice of the audience on tilt. Appalled, it seems, at the sight of a black actor front and center in a fantasy drama.
This is fiction. This is a made-up world. This is a made-up family. This is not rooted in reality. So characters can actually be black, white, Asian, Latinx. They can be all types of people.
The British acting stand-up, speaking out about the invective that's targeted him, telling the Hollywood Reporter he didn't feel like his being cast was a bigger deal until I was racially abused on social media. Then I thought, okay, this means a lot to some people, but I can't allow that to bother me.
I swear this, by the old gods and the new.
Earlier this year, more of the same kind of racist claptrap aimed at actress Moses Ingram.
Where is he?
She was featured in the Disney Plus Star Wars series Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ewan McGregor, who played the show's title character, posting support for his co-star.
We stand with Moses. We love Moses. And if you're sending her bullying messages, you're no Star Wars fan in my mind. There's no place for racism in this world.
Star Wars feature film principals like John Boyega and Kelly Marie Tran also found themselves on the receiving end of this garbage. While to Men's Health, House of the Dragon's Toussaint underscoring the absurdity of those objecting. It seems to be very hard for people to swallow. They are happy with a dragon flying, but a rich black guy? That's beyond the pale.
When it comes to looking at pieces of entertainment content and all of a sudden you're seeing people who look like your neighbors or your colleagues or your coworkers in spaces where you're not accustomed to seeing them, that's a good thing because it wasn't happening before, but it's happening now, and that should be embraced, not cast aside and not disrespected.
Clearly, the 10 million viewers of House of the Dragon very much enjoying what they've seen so far. Its new, bold, diverse characters are a big part of that. Guys?
They really are. And he said it best. You can believe in flying dragons and magic, but you can't believe he should be a rich black man.
Shalom. Kal halal Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Waha, Rachakradash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to Yakin, pushing his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right. This is Mathia from the GMS Dallas camp. And wanted to just go into this real quick. This is the actor Steve Toussaint that you just saw. He's in the House of Dragons. I didn't watch the Game of Thrones. You know, I heard it was a good show, but this the news feed here just shows you how Esau, no matter what Jake do, if they see even a fictional character of Jake, these devils hate to see Jake in a comfortable state. All right. And this goes all the way back to what? To the curses, and also goes into how Esau, like I say, with the birthrights. Esau, like I say, from his father, from his forefather, Esau Edom, all the way, like I say, through their bloodline, hate the bloodline of Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who named became Israel, which you so-called Black, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, which Esau is the so-called white man. All right. And I want to get a quick scripture here. This is Genesis 27:41. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. Esau still to this day hate the blessing because, like I say, the elites, all right, and these the ones that run the world are the head of Esau Edom tribe. All right, and they basically still know the curses, and they still hate Jacob for what? For the blessing. All right, we received the birthright, as it said, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Knowing that we all had a time of, let me go into it. We all had a time of receive a blessing, but the thing is, his blessing began and is almost is up. All right, so his blessing had a time limit, but the blessing of Jacob is going to be the kingdom of heaven that is going to reign forever and ever. All right, and this is why he do not like, and it just embedded in him. You know what I'm saying? That they do not like Jake. They want to basically give all type of backlash, talk shit. You know what I'm saying? To Jacob, just even when on a video game. A couple of years back when Jack, so-called black man that was on a video game, been on a video game for years. But the thing is, if you beat the game with Jack, with everyone that shows like they're back, like you beat the win, go through and finish the game. Which any character on the game or Mortal Kombat, they show you their character and how things will happen after they win a tournament, which was a Mortal Kombat tournament. And when it showed Jax, if you win the tournament, he basically went back and he could change the time where, him and his family live happily ever after. And I think he abolished slavery. He stopped slavery. But Esau was so upset with that. All right. He was so upset. You had him screaming, you know what I'm saying, talking shit. And this is a damn fictional character. All right. Just like now, they show these different characters on Star Wars and different things where they are really upset when Jake have uh, um, a certain role or a certain dominion over something. And I guess this guy Steve plays a king or over, like he's over like a king or something in the House of Dragons show. And Esau don't want to see that. One thing he don't want to see that Jake rules over him, which is going to happen. As they say, is inevitable. It's going to happen. But he's doing what he can to stop the prophecies. All right. But the Lord said his word will not come back void. So the prophecy is going to happen. Esau, his house is going to be brought down through thermonuclear destruction in the kingdom of heaven, which is, like I say, a so-called black man, Yahweh Shai. When our Father Yahweh sends him, he's going to do what? Crack those clouds with his band of armies, all right? I mean, a band of angels who's going to render and basically put these devils in chains. Genesis 27 and verse 39, it says, And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven and from above. And by thy sword, and he's given, this is Esau's blessing right here that they're going into. It says, By thy sword thou shalt thou live and shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off his neck. All right, so like I say, you will serve your brother basically, but when you decide to break free, you will shake the yoke off from your neck. All right. But like it said here, and Esau, because he knew, like I said, he'll have that small rulership. But the thing is, his dominion is almost up. And he knows that. Verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. All right. Then I will slay my brother Jacob. He ain't got to that point where he wanted to slay. He didn't slay Jacob back then, the men themselves. But like I said, he want to wipe away the bloodline. And he's looking towards trying to wipe away the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that bloodline. All right, which branched off into what? The 12 tribes of 12 tribes of Israel. Because Jacob received the blessing from the angel, name was changed to Israel, and he had his 12 sons, which basically they had their children and children's children and on so forth, creating these so-called Black, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, and why is that? And because he received the blessing. All right, could both receive the dew of the earth, but Jacob received what? He received the blessing to basically be rulers over all of the brethren. All right, so this is basically come down to that that hatred that Esau has towards the nation of Israel is what drives their egos and their hatreds towards you to constantly say, well, if he's doing that, I don't care if it is fictional. I don't like it. Should have been a white man in there. I don't like that on a video game. I don't like that what they're doing. This is what they do. So we don't want no man like that. The hell with the so-called white men. The hell with them. And you have Jake to try to become join hands and what to say join hand with them. Well, you're gonna be destroyed too. Because the time of playing games and trying to live in that gray area is over with. All right. This is Obadiah 1 verse 10. It says, "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee." All right. "And thou shalt be cut off forever." And that's what he's afraid of. The elites of Esau knows these scriptures and he knows what's coming to him. All right. He knows what's coming to him because of the violence. Because for his rulership, what has he been doing through the time of the Romans, the Greeks, the Romans? All right. All the way up to today, to America. Because they don't stop. Don't they shoot you constantly all the time? They shoot Jake constantly. And what? With unarmed. You can go and pull up and see how many Jason got murdered being unarmed, but they still consider them a threat. It's been multiple and multiple ones. And so many, probably some that you don't even know about. It's a lot of them that you don't know about. And you got to think before cameras, what they were doing before that. Yeah. This nigga don't like you, man. And when I say this nigga, I'm talking about Esau Edom, so-called white man. He never have liked you. This is Psalms 37:12. It says, "The wicked plotteth against the just." All right. "The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon them with his teeth." So he don't like you. He don't want you. He does everything to keep you down. When they have these major summits and these councils for these world meetings, Jake, you're not involved in that. We don't have no leaders in there. And one of the main things they do is basically try to figure out how to get rid of the so-called black man, especially Latinos and Native Americans. That's why when this jump shot came out, they were trying to say you so-called black, Latino, Native Americans need to be first in line. We need to get you in there. We trying to save you. When has he ever tried to save you? They plot against you. All right, verse 13, it says, "The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming." The Lord is laughing at him because Esau is doing what he can because but he got a short time. That's why King David said, "Preserve me from the valley, the wicked and the violent man," in Psalms 140. All right, who basically try to overthrow my going. He's looking to overthrow you. He got the throne right now. So how is he trying to overthrow? Because he know that the nation of Israel, will be ruling this world. All right, with Yahweh Shai being sitting on the throne of King David. And like you say, things like this, where you have fictional characters to show you that how the hatred that this man has for you, and he don't even want a fictional character to be of a so-called black man. He don't want a fictional character to even be have power. Just think about that for a second. He don't even want a fictional character to have power. That's how much this man hates you. All right. So with that, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Waha, Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to Yakin pushing his word in truth and sincerity. Shalom.